The doctor was mocked for his weakness, forcing him to leave angrily. Following this, Will felt increasingly displeased and dismissed 5 more psychologists. The professor needed his college roommate, Old Luo, to assist Will with counseling. Old Luo was the top psychologist in Boston at that time. After the professor's insistence, Old Luo accepted his request, yet, in their first meeting, they nearly fought. Will noticed a painting in Old Luo's office, recognizing it as his late wife's gift and Old Luo's weakness. Will tentatively asked Old Luo, "Are you married yet?" Will was shocked, thinking Old Luo would leave angrily like the previous psychologists, but he didn't expect him to be so furious. Will achieved his goal and left without looking back, leaving Old Luo alone in the sorrow of losing his wife. He realized Will was always watching for his weakness, but in this conversation, he found Will's psychological flaw. So, for the second counseling session, he arranged to meet Will in the park, leading to the movie's most famous scene, the lakeside conversation. Old Luo said to Will, "What you said to me last time really hurt me deeply and kept me up all night. I realized you're just a kid who doesn't know what you're talking about. You've never left Boston, right? I talked to you about art, and you mentioned Michelangelo, but you've never been to the Vatican, never gazed at that fresco. I ask you, what is war? You'd quote a line from Shakespeare, reciting a famous play about war, but you've never experienced a real battlefield, never held a friend's head in your arms, watching them take their last breath, pleading for help. I ask you what love is, and you only talk about romance, but you've never truly invested your heart into love, never experienced that moment of mutual understanding when you look into each other's eyes. When you feel this love, you'd stay even knowing she has a terminal illness. When you spend months in the hospital, just to sit by her bed, holding her hand, accompanying her through her final moments, that's when you'll understand the true feeling of losing a loved one. I even doubt you have the courage to pursue love now. When I look at you, I don't see a wise and confident person, just an arrogant and cowardly boy. You are indeed a genius, no doubt, but you've never let anyone understand your complex personality. You arrogantly think you can guess someone's inner thoughts just by looking at a painting, questioning my relationship with my wife." Old Luo's words hit the mark, leaving the self-proclaimed genius Will speechless. Even though he's a genius, he seems powerless against the experienced Old Luo. Then Old Luo turned and left, leaving Will deep in thought, wondering if he should take that step forward. He didn't want to bury his past experiences deep inside anymore. He longed for change. So he went to Old Luo's office on his own, and they sat silently for an hour, like 2 sulking kids, ignoring each other. By the 4th meeting, Old Luo started to doze off, and Will finally couldn't hold back and spoke first. He said he met a girl who was perfect and different from other girls. He really wanted to ask her out but was afraid she'd find him boring. Old Luo understood what Will was afraid of and began to talk about his past with his wife. She had many wonderful beauty tricks. She'd snore in her sleep. One night, I shared with her that her dog barked loudly. When she woke up, I asked her, "Was it you?" She said, "I wasn't mentally prepared."